y'all, Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com.
Crystal Sykes, LadySavage.com.
And boy, do we have a treat for you today. We are making milk makers. It's a good name for them.
Yeah.
It's much better than lactation balls, which was the original name.
Yeah. So let me just explain a little bit to you guys. A lot of people know, especially women who are breastfeeding or looking to be breastfeeding, there's a lot of product out there that's like lactation cookies, lactation balls. Really, it just has ingredients within it that help you to produce milk. So we have a couple of things in here that's going to help you produce milk. What also will help you to produce milk is eating enough calories, making sure that you have enough fat, making sure you have enough protein, also making sure you have enough electrolytes. So we have tried to do a little bit of everything here. This is something that I've been trying to build up for myself. And as I've been sharing it on my social media, people have been questioning me on how they can get their hands on this beautiful recipe that I've made.
But I will add, it has not improved my milk supply whatsoever, and I've had this a few times now. So nothing in here is gonna make you produce milk if you're not trying to produce milk.
Be careful, because your husband will, or partner, will steal them. So make sure you make plenty, because it's not gonna be just for you. So I'll show you guys what we have. So we have, we decided to share this with you guys because a lot of people don't know what greens are gonna taste really good. This is one that I found that tastes really great. It is chocolate flavored keto greens, and it's Dr. Anna Kabeka. It's her product. So we're gonna use 1 packet of this, which is gonna be 1 serving or 1 scoop. There's 1 cup of macadamia nut butter. And I'll kind of explain to you guys why I chose different things, different options. I chose this because there's going to be a lot more micronutrients in there with the greens. The macadamia nut butter is going to be your highest fat content nut butter. It's also going to be your lowest carb nut butter. So
except for peely nuts, but we didn't have any peely nut butter.
Yeah, so that's why I chose the macadamia nut butter. You can use peanut butter or almond butter or something like that, but it's not going to be as high fat and it's not going to be as low carb. Then we are using 2 scoops of whatever protein you guys like. If I'm going to suggest a protein, it's probably going to be Mark Bell's Steak Shake. It also has like the desiccated organ blend inside of the protein, which is excellent. You want all those micronutrients and things in there. I'm doing 1 whole keto brick, and I chose the chocolate malt because it is our consistently the lowest carb brick, and also everything in here is going to be like more chocolate based. So I have chocolate.
The lowest carb brick.
Other than the macadamia.
No, PB Cup's lower than this one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Get with the business, babe.
Woo! Where'd my pregnancy brain? Can we use that excuse here? Anyway, so the protein, and then the keto brick. The keto brick is also really great because it has a lot of sodium in it already, so you want to make sure that you have that. There's also different bricks have flaxseed meal in it, so you can also choose one that has flaxseed meal in it, and also MCT. So there's some really great things that can come with the bricks as well. So this one is 3 tablespoons of hemp hearts. I love this because it has a lot of fat and it has a lot of protein with very little carbs. It adds texture and some omegas as well. 2 tablespoons of the flaxseed meal. You do not want to get flaxseed. Flaxseed does not digest very easily in your system, and it pretty much runs right through you, so you want to get flaxseed meal. And I only did 2 tablespoons. This is one of the things that is helpful with milk production. I only did 2 tablespoons because it's so much higher in carbs. I wanted to have some in there, but I didn't want to have an overwhelming amount of carbs. Same thing with the chia seeds. A little bit higher in carbs, but it's also been known to be very beneficial for milk production. So I have 2 tablespoons of chia seeds there. This is 1 scoop of collagen. You don't have to add that. I have had collagen my entire pregnancy. We're 35 weeks. Haven't had any stretch marks or anything like that yet, so I'm kind of wondering if the collagen had something to do with that. So as I am producing milk, as my body is healing, I think the collagen will be really, really helpful. So I added a scoop of collagen, and then this is 1 tablespoon of the MCT oil. And that's another great added fat, great option for fat. So that's that. I'm out of breath now.
What do I do?
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is just mix all of these guys together and get this thing melted down. So I'm gonna, as soon as you pour that out of there, I'm going to warm this up in the microwave.
All right.
So super, super simple. Literally, we are mixing everything together. So you can pretty much do it in whatever way works best. I noticed that the macadamia nut butter and the powders mix best first, then adding in the seeds and things, and then the keto brick last.
That.
I'm gonna go these. Got some good stirring you're doing there.
You're hating on my stirring.
It was funny.
You're pushing me away from it.
Don't forget this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Probably scaring people with my chopping skills. Oh, so I'm gonna put this in the oven. No, I'm gonna put it in the microwave for 30 seconds at a time and stir. You really don't want this to get too hot because we actually want this to solidify a bit before we can roll them into balls or blobs, whatever you decide that you want to do. So I don't want to get it too hot, but I do want to make sure it's all melted. While he continues to mix all of that together, I did set aside a sheet pan with parchment paper on the side, and this is going to be good so that you're not sticking it on something that's going to, it's not going to stick to, it's going to be easier to take off. I have put them straight on a plate before. It comes off pretty easily, but I just find that this is going to work best for us.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is ready to be mixed in there. Now you might look at this mixture and say, wow, that looks really good already. Maybe I'll just form that into balls. I did that. And it was okay. It was edible, but it tastes like you're eating protein powder.
And this is not us trying to upsell the keto brick here.
Yeah, it's
not
at all. I couldn't figure out what can I add to it that's not going to make it super watery or more powdery, and it ended up that the brick ended up being the best thing. I've actually had a lot of people just tell me that they've eaten the brick by itself as well, and that was really helpful, but we decided to mix the brick inside of it.
We are going to make a future brick specifically for lactating moms. We're going to call it the booby brick. It's going to be a top seller. Isn't that right, baby?
That's right. So you do want to make sure that everything is mixed really, really well because you want a little bit of everything in each bite. And we're not going to put them into balls just yet. We are going to put it into the freezer or the fridge and let it solidify a little bit. The brick that we just melted is going to be a little bit too hot to actually roll or mold into anything. So we're going to just mix it real well, stick it in, and then let it solidify for a little bit of time.
Boom. All right, here we go, y'all. We got the lactation balls, the milk makers in the making. Milk makers in the making. So
So I did take this out about halfway through, and I just mixed it up because the sides will harden before the center. So I just kind of scooped out the sides. We may have left it in there slightly too long, but I think we'll be just fine with
it looks just like ground beef.
into a ball, yeah.
Looks just like ground beef.
I'm gonna take off my rings, and I can't get that one off, so we're gonna.
Are you just like go in?
Yeah. So what you can do if you're real fancy and you have an ice cream scooper, which we do not because we don't eat ice cream and we never thought it would be necessary. You can do an ice cream scooper and just plop them on there. We're gonna go the old-fashioned way of rolling them into balls.
Rolling them into balls.
So another thing is if you are trying to track your macros, or if you're trying to track your food or see how much protein you're getting in or whatnot, you can weigh these individually. I found that somewhere around 20 grams is usually a pretty good size, and you can have several of them without having like way crazy high carbs or anything. Wow, that is a large one.
Yep. All right, so we got our balls on the table, our milk makers. What do we got to do now? Just eat them?
So at this point, I would stick them in the fridge, and you can leave them on here, stick them in the fridge, and as soon as they're real solidified, then you can put them in a baggie or a Tupperware or something like that. I would keep them in the fridge. They'll do just fine at room temperature, but it cannot get hot. So I've liked to keep mine in the fridge, and I would try to eat them within a week, unless you're gonna put them in the freezer. Did I say that right?
Yes.
I keep them in the fridge, and unless you're gonna keep them in the freezer, try to eat them within a week. And yeah, we're good. I get the small ones. Robert made these gigantic, so you have to eat the gigantic ones.
Okay.
What happens?
Oh, I want to save a pretty one for the picture. I like this one. This one's less pretty. All right. Pretty good.
You said pretty good before you ever ate it.
Pretty good.
I do like them a lot. I think they're pretty tasty. There is no added sweetener to it, which is something that I love. I don't like to add a lot of sweetener to things, but because there is like the proteins and things like that, and it's all chocolate based, tastes pretty sweet to me. And then the added nut butter as well. So these are really, really great. Again, there's a lot of products out there like the lactation balls or the cookies or whatever, but unfortunately I have not found any of them that are keto friendly or low carb or just clean in general. So that's why I've made these myself. If they come out with a good clean recipe and someone decides to produce these, then I would gladly support them rather than make my own.
They're better cold. I like them cold.
Yeah, they are a little better cold. We do have some in the freezer, in the fridge right now that I made earlier this week. They're a little bit less shapely like that. They're more blobby because I was in a hurry, but they'll come right off the plate and just like that. So it kind of looks like a no-bake cookie to some degree.
We got lactation balls and lactation blobs right here. Same thing though, but I think the texture of them chilled is better.
Which is why I like to keep them in the fridge. But they're all delicious. So flatten them down, keep it in balls, whatever you want to do. They're super easy to take with you on the go, or for someone to just grab a couple and bring them to you on the couch or on the bed or wherever you are feeding. Super, super easy for someone to just grab and help you get in some extra calories for the day.
Making my chest bigger.
So there's that. Make them ahead of time. Make a whole bunch of them at one time, and that way it's just there for you to easily grab and go.
You say the last thing.
Alright, so to find the full recipe breakdown and everything that you'll need for this, go to ketosavage.com under the nutrition content, and this recipe will be right in there. And like, subscribe, do all the things that you're supposed to do. Well, supposed to. If you want to support us, then you'll do it. And
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Robert has stuff on his face. See you later.